It's late in the evening. Someone knocks on your door, holding a beautifully wrapped box. You hesitate, but you take it. To refuse would feel like an act of aggression. Weeks later, a strange weight settles on your chest. You're doing things you never agreed to do, not because they forced you, not because they threatened you, because somewhere along the way, you started feeling like you owed them. The gift wasn't free. Human manipulation rarely arrives with a threat. It looks like kindness. Some people don't give gifts to express affection. They give them to purchase leverage. And the most dangerous gift on this list isn't an object at all, it is a mirror. So let's begin the countdown. Number 7, shared grievance. A shared enemy creates trust faster than shared values. Think about that. A manipulator will sit with you, listen intensely to your frustrations, and validate your anger. They fan the flames of your resentment against an annoying coworker, a difficult relative, or an unfair system. They declare themselves your co-soldier in this specific war, offering you the ultimate gift of shared grievance. It creates an intense tribal bond. But look closely at the mechanics. This bond doesn't produce growth, it produces constant low-grade paranoia. They turn your environment into a battlefield where only they can be trusted. And the moment you seek peace with the enemy, you will become the new target. Number 6, the upgrade. Some people don't enter your life to understand who you are. They enter your life to improve you. At least, that's what it looks like. They hand you a blueprint for a better wardrobe, better habits, better goals, a better version of yourself. At first, it feels flattering. Someone sees potential in you. But pay attention. Improvement becomes dangerous when every change moves you closer to their vision instead of your own. The changes are small. One suggestion, then another. Months later, you look around and realise your life has changed, but it looks exactly the way they wanted it to. Manipulative people help you become more useful to them. If every act of self-improvement requires their blueprint, it isn't self-development, it's identity replacement. Improvement is healthy, replacement is not. Number 5, expensive generosity. Ancient rulers understood something most people never notice. Debt creates influence, not financial debt, psychological debt. A gift that's too expensive, a favour that's too big, a sacrifice that's impossible to ignore. The moment you accept it, the balance changes. Nobody says it out loud, but suddenly every disagreement feels slightly heavier. Every boundary feels slightly harder. Every no feels slightly more expensive. Healthy generosity asks for nothing. Unhealthy generosity keeps a receipt. When someone overwhelms you with wealth early on, they are buying a contract on your future choices. The next time they cross a line, the sheer weight of their past extravagance will paralyze your ability to say no. Number 4, their secrets. Someone you barely know corners you and unloads a heavy gift of their deepest secret, a childhood trauma, a hidden family conflict, a confession they've supposedly never told anyone. Instinctively, you feel chosen. 20 minutes later, you're telling them yours. You feel an urgent pressure to share a vulnerability of your own to match their openness. We assume vulnerability is proof of trust, but trust takes time. Vulnerability can be manufactured instantly. This is a structural maneuver. By exposing their wounds first, they create an artificial safe zone. Suddenly, a stranger knows things about you that your closest friends don't. Once you match their transparency, they possess a map of your weaknesses, a map they will use the moment the relationship requires leverage. Number 3, endless praise. Most people fear criticism. They should probably fear praise more. Imagine someone who hands you the gift of endless admiration. They admire your intelligence, your personality, your potential. At first, it feels incredible. Then the approval becomes unpredictable. Some days it's overwhelming, other days it disappears completely. And that's when the trap closes. Uncertainty creates pursuit. The most addictive rewards are never consistent. They are unpredictable. The moment approval becomes uncertain, you start chasing it. You stop acting to fulfill your own life and start acting to maintain the fictional character they created for you. Once they build a high enough pedestal, they gain complete control over your fear of falling. Number 2, the opportunity. Isolation rarely looks like a cage. It usually looks like a massive opportunity, a new relationship, an exclusive promotion, a private mentorship, a fresh start. Everything appears beneficial. Then months pass and your independent network quietly disappears. Your old friends, your old routines, your old reality checks. One by one until this one person becomes the center of your world. The dangerous part? You don't notice isolation while it's happening, because nobody locked the door. They simply convinced you to stop using it. Without external viewpoints to validate your sanity, the person providing the opportunity becomes your sole source of truth. They don't need to lock you in a cage if they can control the shape of the room. But isolation is only preparation for the final trap, because the next gift doesn't just influence your choices, it makes you feel indebted for your survival. Number 1, the rescue. This is where things become truly dangerous. Imagine your life falling apart, a breakup, a personal crisis, a financial disaster. While everyone else is busy, one person appears like an angel of mercy. They offer the ultimate gift, total rescue. They provide emergency money, constant emotional availability, and a safe shelter. Your brain remembers relief, and relief is powerful enough to make obligation feel like gratitude. Slowly, the unconditional support transforms into an itemized receipt. They subtly remind you of the nights they stayed awake, the money they loaned, or the sacrifices they made. By solving all your problems, they ensure you never learn how to solve your own. They don't want you to drown, but they need you permanently stranded on their island. The final reveal. Now, here is the most disturbing part, the most dangerous gift of all, the mirror. You meet someone and within hours they share your exact existential anxieties, your niche interests, your humour, and your values. It feels like destiny, like you found your missing piece. But they didn't give you a connection, they gave you a reflection. And human beings rarely fall in love with strangers, they fall in love with mirrors. They are studying your baseline, adopting your architecture, and handing it back to you. The most dangerous manipulators don't arrive as enemies, they arrive disguised as proof that you finally found someone exactly like you, and by the time you realise, you're staring at an imitation. You've already lowered every defence you had, because you were looking at your own reflection. You never noticed the disguise. The question isn't whether a gift has value, the question is what happens after you accept it. Do they respect your boundaries? Do they tolerate disagreement? Do they remain kind when you say no? Because intentions reveal themselves afterward, not during the giving, after it. Manipulation arrives smiling, wrapped beautifully, carrying exactly what you wanted. But the most expensive gifts are always the ones that looked free. Have you ever accepted one of these gifts without realising the cost? Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. Protect your boundaries and take care. I will see you in the next one.